So we can go and vibe.
Somewhere we can go and vibe. Just together we could get a little lost in time. Oh baby, there ain't nothing holding you or I. So come along, I know there's somewhere we can go and vibe. I know there's somewhere we can go and vibe. Just together we could get a
What is your current obsession?
That just came in. I think shooting pool, snooker. Yeah.
Okay.
You got a stick in the car, actually.
She can kick your ass.
I can.
I can't
After
do,
this,
I can't
we
do
going.
check.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm
going.
taking Dillan's pride today. Who never fails to make you laugh?
Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
But if in regards to people that are like close to me, I'd say like close friends, because I mean like they know you, so they
Yeah.
know what.
What makes you take the
Yeah.
inside jokes?
Yes.
Okay, yes or no to psychics?
Yeah.
And if they tell you something you don't like, are we still saying yeah?
That's the problem.
What do you mean?
If they're giving you some dodgy information, like this is what's to come.
I mean,
Dun,
it's
dun,
like
dun.
good critics, I mean, I don't know.
What is a childlike habit you have?
I eat peanut butter from the thing.
Oh no.
Don't tell me you double dunk
Oh
that.
no.
Dylan.
Does the spoon go?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Thing goes in.
No,
I love
no,
peanut butter,
no.
bro.
If you could right now, where would you teleport to?
I don't know. Really
Like right now, you could be anywhere right now.
strip club. I'm joking. maybe maybe England. Maybe England.
England,
Yeah.
okay. What is something you really don't like paying for?
Overpriced things.
Okay. Which emoji should we just cancel?
Jeez.
There's
can
so
think
many
of so
useless
many.
ones.
Are you serious?
Oh, there's so
I
many
like them
useless
all.
emojis.
I like them all. Like I even type it like if I'm like, there's a pole, and I just like anything. I feel
I
like
don't
it's
use
relevant.
many.
There's this bathtub emoji that I
Yeah.
just don't like. Like, why?
And then there's the lady who's holding the baby, but the baby's head is purple.
No.
I don't understand.
Okay, complete the sentence. Dylan has some awesome.
Personalities.
Okay. Wow, there's multiple.
Multiple.
There's
We are not
multiple,
going to talk
man.
about that. And the most important question: gin or wine?
Wine.
Yeah.
Red wine. Sweet wine.
Let's take our wine shots.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Queen's Fortress. We are here with
Cheers.
actor, dancer, and poet Dillan Park.
Hello.
Welcome to the family, Dylan. Welcome to
Welcome
the Fortress family.
We almost spelled it as Dillian because everyone
That's
has
how it
the
was
habit
spelled
of
yesterday.
spelling you as
I
Dillian.
literally, I was commenting on one of your things on Facebook and I
Yeah.
typed Dillian, and Fumani came back to me and she's like, girl, this man will slaughter you, get it right.
I can show you a video right now, right? I was in a screening. My name is on there because I'm a part of the cast.
Sure.
And then my name is spelled Dillian. I'm
Oh,
recording the people. I'm like, nah, it's,
no.
you know when you
That ain't
the
me, that ain't
venue,
me.
in the video, and then you're like,
Let's speak about the screening. What were you on, like, at the screening for? Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? What are you
there
doing?
was a short film.
Yeah.
Titled
Palerato, yes.
Palerato.
Yes.
We stalk you,
Man,
nigga.
we stalk you.
High five. Pass it on. Yeah. It's called a connecting Bluetooth hi-fi. Yeah, nah, it was dope, man.
Yeah.
The budding, it's basic. It's very.
It's called what?
metaphoric. The budding.
The budding.
So the flower, the budding when it's like in its end phase.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really dope because it's different. It took a really it was like a visual art sort of thing. There weren't any dialogue in it.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was really dope. You just acting with your emotions, and you are really expressing yourself and things.
And what was your role in all of this?
Well, I was a boyfriend in there, basically.
Why are you
You're
always
the
a boyfriend?
Always a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like the whole year,
The whole year.
oh yeah.
Yeah, why should people watch the short film? Like, why should they watch the buddy?
Why should they watch the button? Because it's like a painting. It's something you take from
I'm a
it.
poet, guys.
I hope you snap in there. Yeah, it's like a painting basically.
Yeah.
you just take a lot out of it. There's no dialogue, so it's totally up to the viewer to take from
To interpret it the way they
Yeah.
want.
I love that. That's
That is
beautiful.
brilliant.
It's beautiful.
So our love affair actually with Dillan began with poetry. We met him through CSP in like 2017 when you were out here in Abo Señorita Nanani.
Who is Señorita,
Who is
darling?
Señorita? It's
First
the
of
poem
all,
that Dillan had.
not
And
Margarita.
Margarita. Nkosi yami. Who is Margarita?
Everyone asks me who's Margarita. Yeah.
Tell us.
Are you
Tell
ready
us.
to expose Margarita?
I think I've always gave the answer. You guys weren't listening.
Of course, you never gave the answer.
Dylan, who is
Dylan. You would never
Margarita?
forget.
It's for mine. I'm joking. no, it's a poem about makeup, right? And women actually using the over excess of makeup. You know, so it speaks in that regard in a very vast majority sort of thing. Whereas it's basically speaking to women who wear too much makeup that they do not have to wear so much makeup. You know?
Okay,
Let's
according
have
to
this-
whose standard is it too much makeup?
That's the thing. It's very objective. It's
Okay.
very objective.
So this was just your opinion.
It was mine. It was a bad. It's a bad poem.
Did
guys.
you ever
It's a bad
get
poem.
roasted for it?
Yeah, but
Did anyone
was
shit on you? What did she say?
she's like, first, dilly dilly,
Dility.
and this was on
God.
stage. She's like, I'm giving you 4 out of 10. We were getting judged. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you are judging woman, and that's why I'm not gonna give you a good score. You're
She's
judging
just
woman.
like
She's
it's
just
none of your business.
yeah.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Wazi.
Was he?
No, was he? No. Till today, no.
I actually like that you got into the judging, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about slam culture. Our introduction into
Yeah.
poetry was slamming, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know how you feel about this. Is this a good first step? Is this a culture that should be nurtured in poetry? How do you
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
about
firstly,
slam?
slamming is
in
competitive
regards-
poetry for people who don't know. It's
Oh.
competitive poetry where there are rules, where
Yeah.
there's scoring, and where there basically is a
Time
winner.
limits.
Time
Yeah.
limits, yeah.
Yeah, in regards to slamming. Like,
Yes.
nah, I think it's good. You know, I think
Yeah.
it pushes young artists to actually develop themselves and to like do way better than.
Oh, but the trauma that we went through. Do you know
Yeah.
what it feels like when you pour your heart out on stage and you
You
get
get
a
one.
3? Yo, it got so dark.
No, we know a couple people who give zeros. Y'all know yourself.
Yo,
Just
slam used
out
to
there
get so
like,
dark.
What you brought to the stage, it's nothing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have spoken.
Yeah.
So you would encourage every young artist to start
would.
on a slam stage.
I would, because
And
it's
then-
an emotional journey either way.
Yeah.
Life is an emotional journey.
So which one do you prefer? Is it slamming or is it more like the showcasing, performance type vibes?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both. I definitely recommend both.
Mm.
Because slamming, it pushes you to do better, because you know when there's competition you have to you have to
Yeah.
you
You have
pull
to
up
up
Yeah,
yourself.
you
pen
do,
game.
you do.
When it's a showcase, it's more about just entertaining people, so it's
Yeah.
not more or less up in your level or your standards, even though you can. But nah, slamming will push you, man.
Yo,
Are you
we
ever gonna
suffered.
slam again?
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it depends where life takes me. I go with the wind these days.
Yeah, your hair goes with the wind too. Your hair looks great.
You remember when we had the showcase, the funeral flowers? Yo, guys, we suffered. We had to do like the stage, the lighting.
Yeah.
People were
Directing.
late, directing the fight. Ooh, it was hectic.
You
That's
actually
fun
wear
though.
the hats of a director. You had a show where you like directed and you were on stage and
Yeah.
everything.
Collateral
Walk us
what?
through
Collateral chemistry.
Collateral
Ow.
And
chemistry.
textbooks and drills.
Is it coming back?
I wanted to come back. The
Where would you
collateral
want to
chemistry.
tour it to? Like around South Africa? Would you stay in Joburg?
I think there's a lot of work to be done on it. Even though it was like a really, really dope show and it's amazing. And I think not many people use poetry and theater and mash it together to create such magic. And that was for me my favorite thing, you know.
How was it being on stage and off stage? Like wearing the director hat and like walking people through their scenes and all that. How was that for you?
In textbooks and drills or in collateral
Let's
chemistry.
talk about
Both.
collateral chemistry. 'Cause
Yeah, I was
like-
sticking to
love
that.
the name.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, it's just a fancy way of saying toxic. It was fun, man. I obviously had someone to oversee.
Yeah.
Because obviously when I'm on stage or when I'm performing, I can't really direct myself.
yeah.
So I really needed that, you know.
Mm.
And it was fun, you know. Everyone listened. We had some issues,
Yeah.
but we overcame them.
There are always issues.
Always.
Like, it's not a
Yes,
show if there are no
issues.
issues. You
Yeah,
have to
right.
suffer just a
Something
little
you're
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also had like a last minute dilemma because
What did you do?
Oh, not me. Not everything is my fault.
It's always you.
It's not always me. Now, remember, it was when you're showcasing, it's
Yes.
your half, and then the second half is someone else. So Wazikunena was supposed to be the second half, but she had a death in the family that she needed to attend to in another province.
Yeah.
So it was up to me to be like, look, it's either we cancel the show, we give people their money back, and we postpone to another date,
Or we fill the space.
or we fill the space, or we create something else. And that's when I thought, I remember I was working with Nomsa at the time at the theater, and she was like, look, I know this group, let's see if you can collab with them. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna transform the piece even more, which that actually made the piece better, you know. So I'm glad things happened the way they happened. I'm not
yeah.
glad for what happened.
Yeah.
know?
So what was collateral damage? I never saw it. I mean, collateral
Chemistry.
Yo,
Yeah.
damage, nkosi yami.
It's the same. It's all synonymous. It's all just toxic. Toxicity.
What was it? I never got to see it.
So it's like storyline. It's about a couple, right? that's
You're always
going through
trolling,
phases.
You're always
Dillan.
trolling, Dillan.
Yo, okay, keep going.
In this scenario, we're breaking up.
Okay.
So we're not jollying. It's sad. It's sad all over. So this character is basically explaining or describing his love affair with his loved one. And he's explaining how sour the relationship started turning, but it starts with all this blossoming and all these beautiful things.
Yeah.
And all this is just I'm like, they don't know what's coming to hit them. It was fun, man.
Well,
'cause-
you're part of writing it as well.
Yes.
yeah.
I even use some of my own poems to like
to like fill
and
the
then
gaps.
create a dialogue out of it. I worked with Belita. I think you guys know.
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Belita Andre, follow her. She's amazing.
Shout out, Belita.
Yeah, no, it was good. We both actually were in the writing process because I'd have certain things and she'd edit and be like, nah, this, or you know, so it was teamwork more than.
Are you willing
anything.
to put it on camera that it's coming back?
I don't know.
Dylan, why don't you know? You know you can make the decision today that it's coming back and we can be watching it in June.
You know, go with the
June is a
wind,
good
man.
month.
Go with the wind. Go with the
You'll
wind.
disappear in the wind too. Dylan.
You know,
Yeah.
it'll be a good disappearance. Dope.
Tupac vibes.
I wanted to talk about this directing and being on and off camera. What do you think the importance of that is for artists? Do you think it's important for
to
us
learn
to
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, I've directed more in theater than I have in
Television.
on camera.
Sure.
You know, I think it's a lot of work to get into it. I've done it before, but what advice do I have for them?
Yeah, do you think it's important for us to learn what happens behind the scenes?
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
even when you are studying acting, you do learn in film and television. You learn. I think it's called behind the scenes or behind the camera, whatever it is. But there's a section that actually teaches you about shots, angles, powerful angles, everyone that's behind the camera, your director, your gaffer, your runner. You know, you just need to know all of it.
Speaking of your studying, actually, you have a diploma in professional acting, right?
Yeah, diploma and degree. Yes. I did them both. Yeah.
Shout out,
So,
Dylan, shout out.
speaking of that, there is a conversation, within the acting industry, where people are quite.
They rattled.
They rattled,
Yes.
I don't want to use the word rattled.
It is a rattle.
They're-
'cause
okay,
it's
they're
a conversation
upset.
that's quite controversial.
It is about people getting into the industry and getting gigs whereas they did not study for it. They feel like, talent is not enough when they work so hard to build themselves, in schooling, put themselves through all those years, and then, people kind of get in without going through those years. What's your take on this conversation?
That's also pretty objective because you do get people that are really talented and then they realize it after a while, after a few years, and they're like, you know what, let me get into it, let me study. I know a few friends who've done that and they're actually doing well. And then you do get people who study but are lazy, and you get people who study and work hard but things aren't panning out, and you get people who are really talented not doing
But
the
what's
work.
your opinion, Dylan? Don't dance
Do you feel like
around
people
it.
need to
Do
go
they need
out
to go to
there
school?
and get that qualification, or do you feel like the talent is just it
Enough.
speaks for itself?
I think get the training. I don't want to say get the qualification.
Sure.
Okay.
Because if I'm standing here without the degree and I have the experience that I have,
Yes.
because I'm gonna be honest and say the university didn't provide me with the experience. I was always out there. I was really working. I wouldn't say I'm the most talented person.
Sure.
But
you're
I've
a
worked.
triple threat. Like we don't even have to say anything else.
Yeah, but I'm, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. There's people that are better at me at dancing, but I'm a good dancer.
Yeah.
I think my acting is really solid though.
That's why you were on Isitingo. That's why you were on Spoorloos. Spoorloos. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I was speaking Afrikaans.
You speak Afrikaans? Why did I not know this? I saw Spoorloos and I'm like, I'm sure you were suffering with those scripts.
My tongue was doing all of this.
Tell us about your character Isitingo, Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
Where is Sean?
Sean.
Yeah.
Did they kill Sean?
No.
Is Sean still
Isitingo
living?
died before anything could grow. Before anything could grow. So I remember I started as a featured extra, and then it developed into just a featured character, and then I got a name, Sean. I was excited.
He got a name, yo. He wasn't just on camera, he was named.
What was it about Sean that made him stick then? Because if you start out as like a featured extra type
They
thing,
usually
and
die
then
down.
they grow the character. What was it about Sean?
He was a journalist. He was a journalist on there. I don't think there was anything special. I think it's a flower that,
You were
that never
special,
got to
Dillan.
grow.
Oh, you must stop hitting on Dylan. Wow, girl.
What was special about Sean?
I don't know.
What was his story?
Don't know. There was no story.
Okay,
Nothing
beka
could
yenzani,
develop.
beka shooter, beka phala, beka
Isitingo
yenzani.
died like maybe 2-3 months after I got the name. Remember, I don't know, it was 2020, early 2020. Yeah.
Where things were just falling apart.
Proper falling apart.
And what are we
Everything.
doing on Spoorloos?
Spoorloos. I was
On Sprat.
on Sprat. On Sprat. I was a very close friend with the lead. Smoked a lot of weed.
What kind
not
of
real
friend?
weed. Huh?
What kind of friend? With you we have to check. What kind of friend were you, Dylan?
Was it a special friend?
He's a guy.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were friends, and someone gets missing in the series, right? And it's our duty. It's not our duty. We just take it upon us to actually find this person, and then we realize the person that's missing is actually dead, and the person that we thought was dead is actually hiding. So it was,
Tupac vibes.
no, the storyline was really like no, shout out to Christo Davids and Ilsa. They really did the things there.
Okay, let's put you under some pressure and say manifest the show that we're gonna see you on this year.
Ooh.
And don't be scared.
Top of your head. Don't think about it too much.
Don't think about
Can
it
I say
too
something I
much,
probably
too
auditioned
much.
for?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I auditioned for another Afrikaans series. I hope I get it. I love the
But
character.
Dylan, I've never heard you speak a word of
Afrikaans.
Afrikaans. And now all of a sudden you're on all these Afrikaans shows.
What is the African show, Dylan?
The thing is, when you're auditioning, you don't really, get into detail
Yes.
of what you're auditioning for, because it's just going to cause depression in the
Yeah,
future when you
yeah.
don't get it. So I tell myself, do the audition, forget about
Which
it.
channels are we looking at? CakeNet.
CakeNet is popping off,
I
actually.
think it's
popping.
gonna be on CakeNet. I'm not sure.
Choo-choos.
But if there's one thing I can say I want to manifest upon is like getting a role on like Netflix and stuff. Because that's a
I
good
see that
platform.
for you.
That
That's a
is
good
the platform. I
Would
see
this
it.
be an international or
Yeah, no,
local?
international.
Yeah.
Or local.
Anything.
Anything.
Is
Cool.
cool. Okay, while we're
Just
putting it out
Netflix.
there, you guys are going to see Dylan on Netflix.
See you on
in the next
Netflix.
All of
guys.
us.
See you on Netflix, boy. We're going to go into our song. And this is Demo Valentine. Wow, what a sweetheart and what a talent. She made a song titled Sunflower, and I went for it because I'm a sunflower. So we hope you guys enjoy the song. When you come back, we're going to be playing some games. Dylan is going to be reciting some poetry, and we're going to have some more conversation.
It's like I have to think about you. I think I really miss you, everything about you. In fact, I know I do, I'm just being doubtful. Writing you another song, swear I didn't want to tell you how I can't live without you, don't know how to, but I'm trying. Perfect sunflower, no sun, and I was dying. Hoping every tear will get it through while it's surviving. Guess that's why I'm crying, doing what I gotta do to keep it reviving. The sun hurt yourself and hurt me when you hurt it, okay? Even though you, well, do it the way I picked it up and brought it back to show you that it's worth it. What you pick another one that won't fulfill its purpose, belonging to a clown and a whole damn circus. This here is true love, it's true love. No, we both deserve it. Screw us, let's do us and blow the damn circuit. Come on. Single pedal to the floor like you love me or you love me now. Wow, wow, wow. Every pedal to the floor. Placing memories in some of these melodies. That's how I'ma save a piece of what used to be you and me. Who could see? Healing through these remedies. Play it, keep it, don't repeat. Look at what you do to me.
Yo, what's up and welcome back to the Queen's Fortress. We're still chilling with a handsome young somebody and we decided let's step aside and have you just stare at this face for a minute. So the song you just heard was Demo Valentine, Sunflower. And now we're going to play some games with Dilly.
Alright, so Dylan, you decided to be a triple threat, so you're going to show us your triple threatness.
Okay.
So we're going to play with the dancer, the actor, and the poet.
Let's go.
Did you bring all of them to the party?
I think I did. I have to check.
Alright, so the first one is dance.
Yeah.
Millie Rock.
Millie Rock.
Yes.
I don't even know that.
No,
Show
you
us
better
the
Millie Rock.
What's a Millie Rock?
Dylan, losers
Dylan,
take shots.
Losers take shots. You better figure it out.
Yeah.
You better
I'll take
figure
a
it-
shot. I think I'll take a L, yeah, because I need to remember what a Millie Rock is.
Alright.
Yeah.
Kwasa kwasa.
Yes, that day.
Dylan, you better start moving your body. You better start moving your body.
Guys, I feel like an idiot. Yeah.
Maybe Dylan is more inclined to the soki.
you know, I'll just take my shoes off with the nah.
Okay, doggy.
The doggy.
Oh, teach me how to doggy. I forgot how to do that.
That's
either.
the name.
That's the
There we go.
name.
Nay, nay.
Dylan, I can't do
teach
this
me
with
how to
you.
doggy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ngwazi.
Yo.
Dylan, this
Dylan,
one
you
you
have
should
to
know.
know.
You live in
You
South
have to know the
Africa.
Ngwazi.
How does it go? Give me a hint.
The
It's got the
hands
hands
and
and going over the head thing.
What? This?
Yes, Dylan.
Guaza.
No, that's not the kwasa. That's the ngwazi.
Guazi.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from the colored neighborhood we call it kwasa.
Yo, they're mixing our things.
guys.
We're gonna trademark that shit.
All right, now we're going to play with the actor. So your line is, I want a cup of tea. And you're going to do it in different emotions.
Okay.
So I want a cup of tea angry.
Angry.
Straight to the camera.
I want a cup of tea.
Ooh. Happy.
I want a cup of tea.
Pleading.
I want a cup of tea.
Defeated.
I want a cup of tea.
Sad.
I want a cup of tea.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen someone ask for a cup of tea so
You really want
nicely.
this cup of tea? All right, now we're going to play with the poet. So you're going to say, I have an earache and my head is on fire in your poetic voice. You're going to give it, I have an earache and
Yeah.
my head is on
Is this
fire.
prose or poetry or am I saying exactly
You
this?
saying
saying
just
it
that
at-
in your
Okay.
poetic voice.
Okay. I have an earache and my head is on fire.
Now you're going to prose to poetry it.
Prose or poetry.
Yeah.
I have an earache and my head is on fire. There's an explosion between my brain cells. My ear is flaming slit. That's all I'm saying. I
Wish they could see us. We're like celebrating our child.
All right, and then your last part for the poet, you're going to say the Queen's Fortress is an orange tomato waiting to be squeezed.
Can you please repeat that?
The
There's
Queen's-
a loud racket in the background.
Yeah, that
The
nigga's
Queen's
mowing.
Fortress
Yeah.
is an orange tomato waiting to be squeezed.
The Queen's Fortress is an orange tomato waiting to be squeezed.
Yes.
Okay. Poetry. Let's
Yes,
go.
romantic poetry.
Romantic.
Yes, make love to the camera.
The Queen's Fortress
Ooh.
is a tomato waiting to be squeezed.
Oh, let's squeeze that shit. Thank you for playing, Dylan. That was triple threat.
Let's get back into the interview.
So we're back from that game, and despite what Udili exhibited during the game, He's a beautiful, beautiful dancer. We will speak on his behalf.
Contemporary guys and freestyling. Don't throw history in that, man. I told you, jack of all trades, master of none. Glad I said that.
I don't know about this kwasa thing. Like, let's cancel that.
Kwasa,
in the colored
Today,
neighborhoods.
ngwazi ke
Kwasa,
ngwazi, kwasa kwasa ke kwasa kwasa.
Kwasa,
Fela. No.
Dylan will cancel you. Okay, so I want to know what the dance industry like.
Yeah.
The dance industry is like
Man.
in South Africa, right? We're not very privy to it. I mean, we see it in music videos,
Yeah.
we see it on stage,
Award
but like,
shows.
how does this business work? Is it a fruitful business?
And it's a consistent work.
I mean, it depends on you as the artist as
Sure.
well. I mean, like, are you putting in the work? Are you
Yeah.
there? Like, it's a daily thing. It's almost like gym. You have to gym
Yeah.
every day, except you have to do it maybe 10 times more in
Sure.
that day. I'd reference Ian Eastwood. I don't see that guy stopping. Google him or just put it somewhere. But that guy is a G, man.
Yeah.
You should see how he works, and then he hosts his own rehearsal spaces, and what he does, he shoots it so that he can get YouTube views. I think a lot of dancers are thriving on YouTube more than anything.
That is
You know?
true.
That is true.
That is true.
YouTube
Yeah.
is just
It's
becoming
the
a big
digital
thing.
age.
It
People
is.
TikTok and
I
stuff.
don't know about the TikTok challenges, but roll for that. What's your role in the dance industry? Are you a choreographer? Are you a stage dancer? Well, like, what's your role? Who are
I'd
you?
say in the theater, because I do a lot of movement there as well.
Yeah,
and when friends are having like shows, sometimes they'd ask me, look, we're doing this movement piece, we might need your assistance or things.
They better pay you.
I mean, they pay me enough respect, so I think
The way you said that so slowly, I was concerned about
very
what was coming.
nah, you know, because it's more on the factor that I want them to grow as well, as much as I want to grow, because I don't do much choreographing, because maybe my network in that field isn't fruitful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling you guys, I go with the wind, yo. They're like, yo, we need a dancer.
Dylan,
'Cause
you're
I've
gonna
done it.
disappear in the
You
wind.
know what shows me you're really going with the wind? Like, for the first 3 years that I knew you, I didn't know your hair was curly.
You know my hair was curly.
No, so the fact that you're
Dude.
letting it just live, I know you're going with the wind.
Yeah.
You didn't know, Dylan. You straightened your hair every fucking day. I was convinced you're a colored boy with straight hair. You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us.
You didn't ask. You didn't ask.
Yo, Nkosi yami. You were also part of an agency,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Remubana ko Liquid Fruit. Yes, this is the Liquid
This
Fruit boy.
is the liquid.
This is
I
the
wanna
boy
kiss
on
us
Pick
at
and Pay.
Liquid
Where's the
Fruit.
juice?
And we're not letting him take a shot because he's the liquid fruit boy. He's not gonna take a shot for that game. We're gonna forgive him for dancer Dylan because poetry Dylan and actor Dylan came and pulled up his socks.
You know? 2 to 1. 2 to 1.
So speaking of agency life, is it something that you'd encourage, and like what steps would you encourage like a young artist to take in finding the right agency for them? I think oftentimes we just take whatever agency because you're just looking for that movement, but like
Yeah.
what would you encourage them? You were with Thespians, was it?
I am
Are
with
you still
this.
with
I'm
this?
still with them.
Yeah.
I love them to bits.
And what made you pick them? And how would you advise someone who's looking for an agency?
I think they should do their research. They
Yeah.
should do their research. I was still in university when I joined Thespians. It's
Yeah.
not encouraged to get an agent when you are still studying.
A lot of number 231,
Yo,
number
Nkosi yami, standing in the sun.
2365.
I was number 1,000 and something.
Were you sacrificing your schoolwork for that?
I mean, I was juggling, and I think I was doing pretty well because I was exceeding in both factors pretty
Sure.
decent. More than pretty decently. I was doing really well, you know.
Yeah, and you were still running with CSP. You put yourself
Even
through
that.
the most.
Even DNA. Even DNA.
You didn't answer our question. What's your like
Oh
first
yes,
steps?
yes. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Going with the wind.
Yo, Dylan.
Yeah, no. I think you need to do your research, right? So if you do a lot of theater and things, you need to look at which agency is thriving in that field. For me, an example is one of my lecturers were like, "No, you do well in Afrikaans. Work on your Afrikaans. You also they do commercials and they do a lot of on-screen work, and you have a good face. You got good features. Thespians is a good agency for you." So I'm like, okay. But what we did was, it was on a YouTube platform, right, where we shot monologues. And for those who don't know, monologue is just a long paragraph where an actor is there blabbing about whatever.
Yeah.
So
Some Shakespeare shit.
yeah. Soliloquy, if they know that. So they'd shoot the monologue, put it on YouTube, and then send the links to all the agents. So I had quite a few requests. A lot of agents wanted to see me and things. So I went to thespians first. My lecturer was like, nah, see what they say. Went there, and they were happy to have me. They were happy to sign me. Then my lecturer was like, don't go to the others. This one is good for you. So I'm like, she knew more than what I did, because she's been in this industry for maybe 30 years or so.
Yeah.
So I was
Shout out
like,
to her advice, because look at you now.
Look now,
Look at you now,
Look
featuring
now.
in your first lead role on Mzansi Magic, my boy.
Dylan, you're out here killing shit, man. What's the experience been like? Because these are the things
the film
tunes
is
are
called
made of.
Ngiyakumbula, by the way,
Yeah.
if you want to check Young Boy out on his lead role.
Yeah,
On
featured
Mzansi
lead,
Magic.
featured
Tell
lead.
it once
Okay,
this
we
one-
manifesting.
Okay.
We manifesting the
Okay,
lead.
we manifesting.
Yes,
Lead.
lead.
Coming soon.
Thank you. Was that a wink?
Yeah. I mean,
What was the experience of working on, Mzansi Magic film?
it was really fun
Yeah.
because the work ethic is well. My friends are in there as well. I was acting alongside some of my friends. The director was my friend, so it's like, hey, I'm actually home. So,
Listen.
yeah. So it was fun, man. I loved it. It never felt like I was working. It felt like, I was playing.
You know, a
Yeah.
conversation I've heard is that colored people in our country do
Yeah.
not receive lead roles when it comes to acting. What has your experience been like in the industry with all these shows that you're working with?
Are you
Do
experiencing
you
the
feel
same?
Yeah.
sidelined?
I wouldn't say I feel sidelined.
Sure.
I'd say, I don't know, it's subjective as well.
Dylan, you and
And
this word objective.
objectivity.
That was the third time I said that. Keep it going. Yeah, no, because you do have films where there's a colored man or colored female who are playing leads.
Sure.
But the vast majority, I don't want to say it. It's black people that
Sure.
have, because for obvious reasons, population and things. And then obviously on CakeNet, you got white people that's playing leads and things. So yes, colors are sort of being sidelined. We're not getting a lot of lead roles. There's not a lot of jobs, but at the same time, you also need to push. If your obstacle is maybe 5 times higher as what it is in comparison to other races,
Then you gotta run faster.
You gotta run faster.
Yeah.
Gotta run
Do you
faster.
feel
I love
like
your attitude.
colored actors have any role to play in rectifying this mishap in the industry?
Where's the gap happening? Is it the people at the top? Is it with you guys? Is it with the directors and producers?
I think it goes both ways. I think
Yeah.
the people at the top as well need to see that, look, there's a problem this side,
Yeah.
and the people at the bottom as well, need to be like, look, we need to start creating some sort of I don't want to say strike, but yeah,
Dylan, you'll cause a riot.
I'm gonna lead it.
What is Ngiyakumbula? What's in
Ngiyakumbula.
Ngiyakumbula? Why
Why
what's
we
Kumbula
watching this
Bani?
shit?
Why?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's in it?
Yes. What's the spice? What's the extra sauce?
What's the
A beautiful
tea?
story is in it.
Yeah.
That's what's in it. That's I wouldn't say toxic relationship, because
Yo,
it's not.
Dylan and relationships.
Dylan, can you
This
see
is the
these
fourth time.
recurring themes that are happening today? It's just wind and toxicity.
It's not my relationship though. I'm the friend in the
Oh, so
Oh,
you do
okay.
have a relationship.
in the film.
In real life, Dylan,
In
you
real
know my
life.
question.
I don't have a relationship. I feel like
You're
my
going with the
soulmate got
Guys,
bumped.
we're talking about Ngisakumbula and you guys are now talking
Okay.
about Umcholo.
Apologies.
Length
Order.
money.
We're back to order.
Length
Who are
money.
we kumbuling? What's happening in the film?
In the film.
What's the storyline?
Well, it's masculinity, when a man doesn't have a job or is not getting a job, it becomes a problem when the wife is actually like the breadwinner sort of thing. So the lady's making the money, and she's like, look, you need to work harder, you need to get a job, or what, and it's like he's trying, and they eventually fall apart, and then they obviously find
The rain
Is
is,
it raining?
coming.
yeah,
The
I'm
rain
trying to
is
speak
coming.
and make sure my hair is properly. No, I'm
You
kidding.
didn't condition that hair for
I'm
nothing.
really no. I'm not even like that about my hair.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's basically just about a love affair that broke. Okay, the lady found someone else. She got engaged within like 2 years, and the guy she's been with for like 7 years is, he's there, he's thinking, no, good for her, and he's saying he doesn't care, which we all know they do.
Yeah.
Eventually they get back together. I just said everything in a nutshell.
You
I
tell
tried.
stories so beautifully, man.
You
Dylan,
do.
I want to congratulate you because we started 3 years ago hustling,
Yeah.
and to see what your bio looks like right now with all these shows and all these achievements, man. Congratulations, Abuti Liquid Fruit. I'm gonna change your name on my phone
To Abuti Liquid Fruits.
What's next for you, Papa?
I
What's
don't know.
next? Where do
Yeah.
you see yourself?
I mean,
In the wind.
No, Dylan, I don't want to
In
hear
the
this
wind.
wind
Tell it,
shit.
Dylan,
That's
tell
the
it,
fourth
Dylan.
Let me
time
tell
you
you
say that.
something. These are the manifesting honeys. When we
Yeah.
say something, we put it out there. What are you
Yeah.
putting out there for this year?
Netflix, man.
Netflix.
Netflix.
There's no other focus for like beelining.
I mean, yeah, I wanna go international.
Yes.
I wanna go international. I actually did go international last December.
Child.
I didn't put it on my bio because it's not out yet. So
Okay.
So you're
Well,
keeping
we're
secrets
waiting
now.
for it.
it's not secrets. It's just not out yet.
Okay, where can we find you at the international?
I mean, it's a new commercial.
If not
Bread
in the wind.
Financial. If you don't find me there,
Where can
Open
we
your
stalk you on
windows.
social media?
Dylan_SA. You can find me there.
Okay, on all platforms.
On all platforms, it's Dylan_SA. That's Instagram. I'm lying, not all platforms.
And Twitter
It's
is.
Dillan Park. Dillan Park. I don't use Twitter that much, but
Yeah.
Facebook.
Do you
Dillan
have
Park.
content out on YouTube that people can go and
No,
stalk you on?
don't. Just-
Please put some
Ah.
dancing videos out.
I will do so.
Get it together.
I should get it together.
You should get it
But I've
together.
been busy, so I need to rest.
Forget
Yeah,
about
it took
sleep.
us forever to get this interview because Ntate wa batho busy.
Yo.
Booked and busy. I
Every
love
day
it.
we gave him, he's like, yo, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna. What were you doing? Are you gallivanting the streets?
No,
Are you dodging us?
No, I was assisting a production at the Joburg Theatre. They were putting up a play called Kill Move Paradise, directed by the city.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I
just see
saw
that.
that.
Yes,
Written
yes,
by
yes.
James E. James, the cast, everything was amazing, So yeah, it's a good production to work with. Hopefully I get to work with them again. Hopefully I put my own show up, so it's all about a matter of, I don't know.
Timing.
I don't know.
It's coming.
I don't wanna
It's
say
putting it
waiting
timing.
for you.
You see, the rain is coming at the right time. I was
Yeah.
speaking about the good things. The
Just
rain is like,
timing.
child.
Yeah, it's water in the sea. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
You understand what I'm saying?
Shout out to you guys for tuning in to the Queen's Fortress with Yamoria and Dillan Park. We are the Queen's Fortress on Instagram and Twitter. We are She Yamoria on YouTube. Be sure to click that subscribe button. And Dylan, please give us a little link
I will.
into your poem. So Dylan is going to link us out with his poem. It's a beautiful, beautiful poem. Just tell the people what it is, what it's about, and it's the Queen's Fortress.
Bye.
Link us out, Dylan. The poem.
You're quiet. You gotta tell
Dylan.
us what the poem is.
Be like,
Dylan.
yo,
Okay.
what's yes.
The poem I'm gonna be
to
performing.
camera.
Yes.
Oh, you want me to do a poem?
No, Dylan, you need to link us out to the poem that you'll be doing.
Poem
Yeah.
titled Fault.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's a poem. It's also about a toxic relationship.
What are the girls doing to you?
Surely.
Like we
I
wanted a
don't
link
know.
and now we're back in conversation and I don't
This is
get
Africa, man. This is South Africa.
it.
You must watch. No.
Dylan, we're trying this again. Please
Yeah.
link us out to
Okay.
the poem and tell us what the poem is about.
So the poem is titled Fault, right? It's again toxic relationship situations. So it's basically it falls on the man's side where he realizes that, look, this lady or this woman turned out the way she turned out because of how he's been towards her, and now he's telling her that he's not telling her to calm down. He's telling her that, look, what happened to you, it's my fault, but I'm not going to look out for you. And I feel like that's how society handles things. You know, they make a mess, they leave it. They say, okay, yeah, no, fine, it's me, but
Yeah, so clean
Deal
up your
with it.
mess.
yeah, which is
Basically.
wrong. Which is wrong.
That is the story of the day. That is it. We're done. Goodbye. This is the Queen's Fortress.
Goodbye. I've got it. Hi, my name is Dillan Park, and I'm going to be blessing you with a poem titled Fault. My darling, tell me, how are you frozen in summer? How are you not here when I can see you? Your presence is no longer refreshing, but rather too cold for me to bear. What happened to those sweet roses I tasted on your lips, now morphed to thorns for mine to prick, bleeding through the shade of your lipstick, staining this beverage you once were, that now I must spit you out? That now I forget your taste? Someone must have placed you in an arctic space instead of warmth when they found you, traded your heart for a blocked piece of ice, and I held on a rope I'd rather have caressing my neck with limbs weakened from carrying your burdens. But that's not your fault. I led you to this disastrous end, an image of flames changing the color of memories. I molded you into it. No woman should ever love a heart as empty as mine. No amount of blood would have filled this void. So you gave me all you had, and I had no room for it. Instead, I opened up my chest, carved sins out of your offerings, told you that your lips are softer when there's blades on mine, then had you bleeding in cups that filled my thirst, and yet you still fell for me. Like a feather drawing sketches in the wind, it was so beautiful. It left me ashamed. You're the last piece of art that never got sold. An image so dark it left animals provoked, and now you won't leave cause you're waiting for me, your artist, to claim you, and I cannot. I won't. Our hearts were once beaten in bridges, but yours was the only one bridging the gaps together. Mine was never trying to see yours. Fooled by my kindness, do you not know that fruits are sweetest when they're rotten, and forests greener when their bodies buried beneath it? You've never dug deep enough to see it. You've only seen the fruition I've painted with my words, but even that's not your fault. How could you possibly have spotted a wolf in tailored sheep's skin? Now you're an image of your own flames, changing the color of everyone's happiness. And that is my fault.